three main ideas of what strange paradise. Number 1. Colonial legacies. This illustrates how colonial histories continue to shape the destinies of refugees. Through Amir's journey, he symbolizes the fragmentation caused by colonial borders. For example, Amir read captivated, not by the plot or the impossible contraptions, but by the way Zaytun and Zaytun's little town always seem to reset at the beginning of every new story. This shows Amir's longing for stability in a fragmented world. This gap shows the larger cultural and social divide created by colonial histories. Colonialism creates a clear divide between the colonizer and the colonized, often continuing stereotypes and cultural gaps. The lack of real representation of refugees in Western media keeps them feeling alienated and misunderstood. Number 2. Economic exploitation. El-Akkad examines how former colonial powers exploit economic conditions in post-colonial regions. Kamal's bureaucratic struggles represent the systemic inequalities inherited from colonial rule. Every day, and then one day, they said, I left one of the fields empty on a farm. This symbolizes punitive bureaucracy from colonial administration. Colonel Cutros' disdain for the commercialization of local environments highlights foreign exploitation. Now the place is overrun with tourists and locals. It induces a kind of nausea in the colonel to see it. This situation represents neo-colonial economic dynamics where wealthy foreigners benefit more from local resources and landscapes than local people. According to the Africa Policy Research Institute, international tourism in Africa generated $38 billion, much of which went to foreign-owned businesses rather than local communities. This economic imbalance shows how post-colonial regions are still exploited, similar to colonial times. Number 3. Colonial attitudes. The novel critiques Western colonial attitudes towards refugees. Ronnie's remarks show deep-seated prejudice. These people don't think, he says. They don't plan. Media sensationalism reduces refugees to objects of fascination rather than individuals. But you should know who you are, he says. You are the temporary object of their fraudulent outrage. Refugee stories are often reduced to spectacle in media coverage, failing to accurately portray their complex human experiences. A study found that this type of sensationalized and stereotypical reporting can dehumanize refugees rather than acknowledging their individual narratives and fundamental humanity. Colonel Cutros' comfortable life contrasts with the refugees' struggles. The colonel points south, beyond the hotel grounds to the sea, and what lies on the other side of the sea. This highlights Western detachment from refugee hardships.